When you talk about profit and loss, there are a few things you need to keep in mind: cost price, selling price, and marked price. Cost price means, let's assume yourself as a shopkeeper. If you are a shopkeeper, you are buying something at a certain rate. The amount that you are paying to someone to buy something, that is the cost price. How much money you are paying to buy something, that is the cost price. And at what price you are selling, that is the selling price. And the marked price is nothing but, if you have an item, then every item will be marked with some value, so that is marked price. And one thing to remember is that we apply discount only on marked price. We apply discount only on marked price. Okay, remember that. And one thing to remember is also that uh, marked price, selling price, and cost price may be different. May be different. Let me just assume this. There is a 20 rupees chips, and you are buying this one at, let's say, 15 rupees. 15 rupees. And you are selling this one at 17 rupees. That means it was marked as 20 rupees, but you bought it for 15 rupees and you sold it for 17 rupees. So this 20 rupees here, 20 rupees chips, you bought it for 15 rupees and you sold it for 17 rupees, and the mark price is 20 there. You bought it for 15 and you sold it for 17. That means there is a profit of how much? You are earning some money there, 2 rupees there. So your profit here is 2 rupees. Then what if you ask to find the profit percentage? Profit percentage means profit divided by cost price into 100. That is profit percentage. So you are earning a profit of 2 rupees divided by, always remember, whenever we are doing percentage, we need to compare with something. So in this case, we are comparing with how much money we bought the item. So I'm earning a profit of 2 rupees and I bought the item for 15 rupees, and I need to get my answer in terms of percentage. So I'll multiply by 100 there. So 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10, 0. So which means 2 2s are 40 divided by 3. If you simplify this, that will be the percentage there. That is for the profit percentage. Now, what if there was a loss? Profit means you are buying something at a cheaper rate and you are selling at a higher rate. That is profit. Okay. But when do we say that we are in a loss? If you are buying something at a higher rate and selling at a cheaper rate. Let me give you an example. Let's say you bought a car for 100K. You bought a car for 100K. After using for few years, 4 or 5 years, you sold it for 50K. That means, from your point of view, you may say that I've used my car a lot, so which means, so to say, I'm not in that loss. But actually, there's a loss because you bought it for 100K and you're selling at a cheaper rate. What's the profit here? What's the loss here? There's a loss of 50K there. Are you following that? So loss means you are buying something at a higher rate and selling it at a cheaper cheaper rate. That is at loss. So loss can also be represented as cost price minus selling price. Or if you ask to find loss percentage formula is loss divided by cost price into 100. Always remember, we keep cost price in the denominator whenever you are finding profit percentage or loss percentage. Okay, let's try a question here. The question says the cost price. Whenever you see this kind of question, you just follow the question. Okay, the cost price of 11 pen is equal to same as the of selling price of 8 pen. So cost price divided by selling price will be how much? I'm transferring the selling price to the other side. That's the reason why it's going to the denominator. If I transfer this one to the other side, it will go in the denominator, which is 11 there. So according to this, excuse me, you are buying an item. Cost price means you are buying an item at 8 rupees and you are selling an item at 11 rupees. So which means, what is your profit there? What's your profit? You're buying something at 8 rupees and you're selling for 11 rupees, means there is a profit of 3 rupees. There is a profit of 3 rupees from how much? Your cost price was how much? Your cost price was 8. And I need to get my answer in terms of percentage, so 100 there. 4 2s are 8, 4 2s are 5. 75 divided by 2, which is equal to, if we divide this, 2, 2 3s are 2 3s are 6, and 2 7s are 14. So which means 37.5% there. So the answer here is 37.5 there. Are we clear with this? Okay, let's go to next. The question here is, Suman buys a chair for 400 and spends another 80 rupees to get it painted. So in this type of question, always remember, if there may be repairing as well, here in this case it is painting, or sometimes the question may use the carrying charges or the transportation charges, they may say like that. So everything will go under your cost price. Okay, so the cost price here is, it was bought for 400 rupees and spent how much rupees? Another 80 rupees to paint the chair. Spent another 80 rupees to paint the to get it painted. So which means the cost price here is 480. He sells it for how much? He sells it for 600 rupees. That means he then sells the chair to Vivek for 600 rupees. So which means our selling price here is how much? It is 600 rupees. Now let us find the profit. What we also find, what is the profit percentage here? So what is profit here? Profit is nothing but selling price is 600. From that, cost price was 480. So 0, 10 minus 8 is 2, and 5 minus 1. So there is a profit of 120. So profit percentage is nothing but, there is a profit of 120 from what? There is a profit of 120 from the cost price was how much? 480 into, we need to get our answer in terms of percentage, which is into 100. So 0, 0 cancel. 12 ones are 12, 12 fours are 48, 0 here, and we have 100 divided by 4, which is equal to 25% here. So the answer here is 25%. This question was asking NPSC. Okay, clear with this? I hope I'm making sure that it's fine. Yeah, let's go to the next question. I'll approach this question without any formula. Okay, Ravi buys an article and sells it for this one at 10% profit. Whenever we do profit and loss kind of question, always assume cost price as 100%. Then we can solve a question very easily. Okay, Ravi buys an article and sells it for how much? 682 with 10% profit. With 10% profit. So if the cost price is 100, 10% profit is how much? 10% profit is 110. 110% is given as how much? 10% profit sold at how much? 682. Are you following this? Ravi buys an article and sells it at 10% profit. That means from 100, if I plus 10%, my value here is 110%. And the question says that 110% is nothing but 682. So 1% is how much? 1% is 682 divided by 110. What do we need? We need to find the cost price. Cost price is how much? 100%. So which means 100% there. I'll just multiply by 100%. 682 divided by 11 0 into 100. So 0 0 cancel. 11 6 are 66. 11 2s are 22. So which means 620 is the answer there. It's a cost price. Are we clear with this? So if you want to use formula also, you can use formula, but this is just a percentage approach question only. This was also an NPSC main prelims, I guess. Now again, you can memorize this formula. The formula here is The mark price, if there is a mark, if the question talks about mark price, cost price, profit, and discount, when there is this four things involved in a question, then this formula is applicable. When there is mark price, when there is cost price, when there is profit, when there is discount, or sometimes there may be loss and discount, and mark price, cost price is given. Okay, so let's try some question here. Yeah, I have two questions which was asked in NPSC. A shopkeeper earns a profit of 12% on selling a book at 10% discount. Okay, a shopkeeper earns a profit. So profit is given. Profit is given as 12%. Selling a book at 10% discount. That means there is a discount of 10%. Then we also find the ratio of the cost price, the ratio of the cost price and the printed price. Printed price means mark price, okay? So we also find cost price is to printed price. What is it? Marked price. Printed price means mark price. So which can also be written as CP divided by MP. The upper formula up there, by the formula we know mark price divided by cost price is nothing but 100 plus profit percentage divided by 100 minus discount percentage. Okay, so what do we have here? We are just asked to find this ratio, this two ratio. But remember, in our question it is cost price by mark price, but according to our formula it is what? Mark price by cost price. After getting my answer, I'll just flip that. I'll get a reciprocal of that, then that will be the answer. So 100 plus profit is how much? Profit is 12 divided by 100 minus discount is how much? 10. So which means we are getting 112 divided by 90. So if I cancel this, 45 and 256. So mark price divided by cost price. So now our answer is mark price divided by cost price is nothing but what? 56 divided by 45. But remember, we are asked to find cost price by mark price. That means reciprocal of this one. So if I flip this one, I'll get cost price by mark price is nothing but what? 45 divided by 56. 45 divided by 56, which is the answer there. Clear with this? So this type of question NPSC repeats a lot. So you look here, there was also another question here. A shopkeeper marks his article by increasing the cost of each article by 25%. Increasing the cost, that means profit, which is 25% there. And allows a discount of 10%. That means there's a discount of 10%. While the selling at the same item. So you also find 10% here. So you also find what? Let me repeat. We also find it's not profit percentage. What is given? Let me read the question again. A shopkeeper marks his article by increasing. This is mark price is given. Marks his article by increasing the cost of each article by 25%. So it's like this. If the cost price is 100, then the mark price is how much? 25% more than that, which is 125. And the question says there is a discount of 10%, and they are selling at the same 10% while selling the same article. So the gain percentage means profit percentage here. We know the formula. What was the formula? Mark price divided by cost price is nothing but what? 100 plus profit percentage divided by 100 minus discount. I hope you're following this. I hope you understand why I'm assuming this. The question says like this: marks his article by increasing the cost of each article by 25%. That means mark price there by 25% more. If the cost price was 100, 25% more is 125 more. Okay, that's the reason why I'm using that. Now if I solve this value, this 125 divided by 100 is equal to 100 plus profit percentage, and this one is 90. So you solve this one, I'll leave this one for you. Okay, you simplify this and check whether you are getting the answer, the accurate answer or not. Let's go to next now. There, I think once, I think I have the question. Yeah, I have the question. NPSC asked once question based on this one. So this one, we call this type of question as dishonest shopkeeper question. If a shopkeeper is dishonest, then which means that obviously the shopkeeper is earning a profit. He or she will never be in a loss if he or she is cheating their customer. So the formula here is error divided by false weight into 100. What is error? Error means there will be a true value, and if I subtract the false value, the shopkeeper will be using a false value. Okay, from the true value, if we subtract the false value, then that is the error. Now let's try a question. You understand better now. A dishonest shopkeeper uses a weight of 800 gram. So which means dishonest shopkeeper means uh, here this is a false weight. False weight here is 800 gram instead of 1 kg. That means the true weight here was 1 kg. 1 kg means what? 1000 gram. Instead of using 1000 gram, the shopkeeper is using 800 gram. So what is the error here? Error is nothing but it was supposed to be 1000, but the shopkeeper is using 800, which means there is an error of 200 gram there. And the formula was what? Profit percentage formula was, we asked to find the profit percentage here. So profit percentage is error divided by false weight into 100. So error here is 200 divided by false weight is how much? False weight is 800 gram and into 100. The shopkeeper is, there is an error of 200 and the shopkeeper is using the false weight of 800. So if we simplify this, we have the answer 0, 0 cancel, and 4 2s are 8, 4 5s are 20, 2 into 25. So which means our answer is 25% here. Okay, so that's how we can approach this type of question. But NPSC, they twist this type of question a little bit here. Okay, let's try to understand this question. Subho sells cheese to his customer using a weight which has printed 1 kg. True weight is 1 kg, which is 1000 gram. In reality, has a weight of how much? 100 gram. But in reality, that means the false weight he's using is 800 gram there. If Subho starts selling cheese at 10%, the trick is this one, or the twist is this one. Selling cheese at 10% cheaper rate. So the true value is 1000 gram. From this 1000 gram, if I remove 10%, if you have an income of 1000 rupees, then what will be your 10 times? 10%, which is, it will be 100, right? So from 1000, if I remove 100, that will be the discount of 10% there. Discount of 10%. It's selling at a 10% cheaper means a discount of 10%. So which is equal to 900. So now our true value is this one because of discount. Because of this 10% cheaper, now our true value is 900 now. So what is the error here? Error here is nothing but the true value is 900, but the shopkeeper is using 800, which means there is an error of 100 gram. There is an error of 100 gram from what? How much? The shopkeeper is using a false weight of how much? 800 into 100. So 0, 0 cancel. So which means it will be how much? 4 2s are 8, 4 25. So which is equal to 25 divided by 2, which is 12.5%. So which means our answer is none of this. Clear with this? Any Anything? Do you want me to repeat, or are we clear with this? Okay, let's move on to the next then. This is a type of question where there's extra item bought because of decrease in price. Okay, so the question is like this. I'll discuss the question, then I'll go to formula. The price of an item is reduced by a certain percentage. That means there is a decrease in price. And because of the decrease in price, the customer is getting 2 kg more for how much rupees? 360 rupees, which simply means that the shopkeeper is using 600 rupees, 360 rupees. But because of the discount here, the shopkeeper is getting 2 kg more. That's what it says. So the formula is this: A divided by X into decrease percentage divided by 100. What is A? A means the amount that someone is using. The amount that they are using, we call it A, okay? And X means more in kg. How much kg more the customer is getting, okay? Let's try this. At that time, you understand better. The customer here is using how much? So this is the price and this is the more in kg. So A is the customer is using how much? 360 rupees. The customer is using 360 rupees. And how much kg more are they getting? They are getting 2 kg more. And there's a decrease of how much? Decrease percentage. The items is reduced by how much percent? It is reduced by 20%. Now, what is the formula here? The formula here is A divided by X into decrease percentage by 100. So I'll just directly write this formula here. A here divided by X into decrease percentage divided by 100. So what is A in this question? In this question, A here is, I'll just zoom a little bit. A here is 360. We are using 360 rupees and we are getting 2 kg more. And discount percentage was 20% and 100 there. So 0, 0 cancel, another 0 cancel, 2, 2 cancel. So the original price was 36. This is the value there. Are we clear with this? So that's how we can solve. I'll leave, this is a similar type of question, so I'll leave this one for you since we are a little bit short with time. Next, we may not need this formula as well, but for some, I'll just discuss the formula. After that, I'll give you by the percentage approach this question, okay? If you need some more money to get a profit, you are selling something, this formula is used when you are selling something at a loss and you need some more money to get certain percentage, certain profit there. So let's read the question at the time you understand. Anil sold his tablet at 10% loss. That means Anil is selling his tablet at 10% loss. But if he had sold it for 675 more, that means if he had increased the price by 675, then he would have gained 5% profit. So this type of question, in this type of question, we use this approach, okay? So the formula here is X, which is the need more money to get a profit, and profit plus loss into 100. So I'll do like this. Since we are doing profit and loss, like I told you earlier, I'll assume my cost price without using formula, okay? I'll assume a cost price is 100. And Anil is selling at 10% loss. That means selling price is how much? 10% loss, 10% less than 100, which is 90%. If he had sold for 675 more, then he would have gained how much? 5% profit. If there is 5% profit, then new selling price will be how much? New selling price will be 5% profit. So 105 there. Because there is a 5% profit. That means from 100, if there is 5% profit, it will become 105. You look here, we have 90, which is the actual selling price, and we have the 100, which is the cost price, and we have 105, which is what? Which is the uh, new selling price. So you are asked to find the actual selling price here. What I'll do is, what's the difference between these two? 90 plus how much percent gives you 105? Or what is the percentage difference between these two? Can I say it is 15? 15%? 90 plus 15% will give me 105. So this 15% is nothing but this one, 675. From this one, if Anil increase his price by 675, then he will get this one. What's the difference between these two? There is 15%. So this 15% is nothing but 675. What do we need to find? We need to find the actual selling price, which is this one. So 1% is how much? 675 divided by 15. So which means we need for 90%. So 90% is how much? 67.5 divided by 15 into 90. So if we simplify this, we'll get the answer. The answer will be this one, okay? So you cross check. I'll leave that for you.